Triple H has been booking WWE for nearly a year now, and while he's done a relatively good job, there's been some questionable booking decisions. Some of these were so bad that people were speculating that Vince McMahon is secretly in charge, but no, we gotta be fair and recognize that Triple H can be a bad booker at times and make some mistakes. So let's look at his 10 worst booking decisions. Number 10, the women's division. The first spot on this list is dedicated to an entire division. The women's division has been poorly booked for the last year. Sure, there's been some good moments here and there, but for the most part, it's been bad. The women tag team championships are pretty pointless at this moment, and when it was introduced that they would return, there was a lot of hype surrounding them, but they failed to make them feel important. Ronda Rousey was horribly booked during her SmackDown Women's Championship reign. I'm not saying she's incredible with promos, but you gotta figure something out. Maybe give her a manager. That would have been a great solution. It really isn't that complicated. And most of the shows only feature a limited amount of women wrestling, and it is dominated by men, and when you barely book them, you don't have long-term storytelling, and that's another issue with most of these women's title matches. This has been a problem for some time now. Triple H has not been able to fix it, and hopefully he does figure it out and fixes it, but right now he's done a bad job with booking women. Number 9, Brock versus Bobby. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley had the third match of their trilogy at Elimination Chamber, 1 month before WrestleMania 39, and as a result, Bobby Lashley missed WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar wrestled Omos, and I think it's fair to say that this was a bad booking decision. Brock versus Bobby 3 should have taken place at WrestleMania. Even the ending of the match at Elimination Chamber was lackluster. It was a Bobby Lashley win via disqualification after a low blow from Brock Lesnar. Overall, this was disappointing. It should have been at the grandest stage of them all with a clean finish. Number 8, Karrion Kross. When Karrion Kross first made his debut on the main roster, many people blamed Vince McMahon for never giving him a real chance to shine. Well, Triple H brought him back and then continued to do a bad job at booking him. His feuds, his matches, and the overall presentation just has not been good. You can make the argument and say that it's Karrion Kross who isn't connecting with the audience. However, I'm a believer that strong writing, aka booking, is the most important part of the process, and while it does usually take a talent to make things work, 75% of it comes down to the writing, and Triple H has not been booking him in an exciting way that can help him succeed. Number 7, LA Knight. Another name that has not been booked well right now is LA Knight. Look, I'm glad Triple H got rid of the entire Max Dupree nonsense. While it wasn't entirely garbage, LA Knight is significantly better. With that being said, Triple H inserted LA Knight into a feud with Bray Wyatt, which was the worst thing to do, because coming off of his return, there was no way that LA Knight was going to come out of that feud with a win. So why would you book it? I don't know. What's worse is that he hasn't done anything important afterwards, and he missed WrestleMania. Triple H really had LA Knight available for WrestleMania and just didn't book him. I just don't understand how someone so over with the audience isn't really winning matches. He's got to win the Money in the Bank contract and then proceed to become the World Heavyweight Champion. That is how you save LA Knight. Number 6, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's return was absolutely perfect. Everything from the weekly teases to the ultimate return at Extreme Rules could not have been booked better. Even his first promo on SmackDown showed us a lot of potential. And then Triple H proceeded to book him terribly. I'm not sure if it was Triple H or the writers or Wyatt himself who came up with the Uncle Howdy stuff, but that was not good television, and to make it worse, the story did not progress throughout the 6 months of TV time. I don't know who was a part of it, but Hunter is the one as the booker needs to recognize what's happening, and he's got to take over. For that, I think he should get the blame. It was bad booking from him and his team, and we haven't even seen Bray Wyatt in weeks due to an undisclosed injury or illness. When he does return, I hope Triple H does a better job at booking Wyatt, because I think he's still got a lot of potential. Number 5, Damage Control. Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai all showed up to SummerSlam as a new faction, a faction that was supposed to take over the women's division, and this gave fans a lot of hope that the women's division would thrive, but that wasn't the case. Triple H did a really poor job at booking these 3 ladies. It got off to a bad start when Dakota and Io Sky were unable to win the initial Women's Tag Team Championship tournament, only to win it weeks later. If you're gonna book them to win it anyways, it would have been better to have them win it the first time around. Anyways, aside from that, they've just been booked to look like a bunch of losers for the last 6 or 7 months, and I expected the complete opposite. It is looking like that is turning into a storyline now, so hopefully that is the direction they go into, that Bayley was just a bad leader who was selfish. Number 4, Money in the Bank. Vince McMahon booked Austin Theory to win the Money in the Bank contract, and he was really high on the kid and thought he would become a huge star for the company. With that being said, he booked him to win at the worst possible time, in the middle of Roman's historic title reign, and so Triple H thought it would make logical sense for him to book Theory to cash in on Seth Rollins for the US title. I don't love it, but that's at least something unique. But the terrible booking decision came afterwards when he had him lose the match. Austin Theory then explained how he cashed in on Seth because Roman has the bloodline around, but then he ended up losing anyways. That was just terrible booking. A failed cash in on Roman Reigns would have been far better, and I know he's fine now as a character, but that doesn't mean that it was a good booking decision in my opinion. Number 3, the draft. The WWE draft was disappointing. I don't think it was booked that great. Triple H had the opportunity to improve its presentation, add some general managers, and make each pick feel important. Then it was booked the same way it was for the last 5 years. To make it even worse, you have SmackDown wrestlers competing for the World Heavyweight Championship, which is supposed to be exclusive for Raw. You already broke the rules of the draft and its concept. Then you got a good amount of free agents. I understand Brock Lesnar being a free agent, but why is Omos, Dolph Ziggler, and Mustafa Ali all free agents? I don't get it. I'm not happy with this year's drafts. Number 2, the world title. I personally think that the WWE should have split the WWE and Universal Championship because we essentially have a third world title now. But the company clearly has plans on making Roman the champion for another 5 years. So I like the idea of introducing another world championship. That is not a problem. With that being said, there's 2 things I didn't like from Triple H and how he booked the return of this belt. First and foremost, I think the old design is much better. Secondly, the way he introduced it was not good. Hunter basically said Roman Reigns is unstoppable, the roster is pathetic, and here's a belt for all of you who can't beat Roman. It made it feel like a mid-card title, and that's why this is on the list. He could have simply just avoided that comment. And number 1, Cody loses. And the worst booking decision that a lot of people did not like was Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 for the undisputed Universal WWE Championship. I wasn't one of those people who absolutely despised it, but I added it to the list because there were a lot of people who did not like it at all. They thought WrestleMania 39 was the perfect time and Cody was the perfect person. I don't know about you, but let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Triple H made a huge mistake and that Cody should have walked out of WrestleMania 39 as a new champion? Or are you going to wait like me until next year to see what WWE does? Let me know, and let me know what you think is Triple H's worst booking decision in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.